Harry Potter fans are my people, except Hufflepuffs. I'm joking, Hufflepuffs, I'm just playing with you. Always so sensitive. But honestly, I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. A bunch of my friends are Harry Potter fans. A bunch of my online friends are Harry Potter fans. And so I reckon in a lineup of people, if one of them wasn't a fan of Harry Potter, I could tell who they were. So let's put that to the test today. There's this Odd One Out series on YouTube, and basically there's a group of people who all say they're Harry Potter fans, but one of them is lying. So I'm gonna watch it and see if I can figure out who the liar is. I back myself. Okay, let's jump in and find out who's the squib among the wizards.
We brought together 7 Harry Potter fans.
I'm a Harry Potter fan.
I am a Harry Potter fan.
I am a Harry Potter fan.
That's what the liar would say.
I am a Harry Potter fan.
I'm a Harry Potter fan.
I'm a Harry Potter fan.
1 is a liar. If the group discovers who the liar is, they'll split a cash prize. If the liar survives, they win the entire prize. Who is the odd one out?
I think the best thing to do right now is say your house and your Patronus.
Smart,
Oh, that's a good
smart.
idea.
I start with you.
Okay.
Ravenclaw, Otter.
Okay, I'm a Hufflepuff and I'm a Shrew.
Hufflepuff and Sugar Glider.
Sugar glider. Okay.
Alchemy.
Ravenclaw, Red
Alchemy.
Squirrel.
Hufflepuff Otter.
Gryffindor, Otter.
I think I was most suspicious of Rachel.
Her and I were the only
I'm
ones
suspicious
that
of
came
you.
with full customs, because I was expecting everybody would do it. So when nobody did, I was like,
Who's read the...
I mean, to be fair, I probably wouldn't dress up. I mean, they're all in somewhat Harry Potter outfits, or colours at least. So I'm immediately suspicious of these two guys in the middle. Sugar Glider and Alchemy as a Patronus?
books? Oh, okay, perfect.
Okay, cool. What's your favorite book?
Third.
Okay.
Goblet of Fire.
The first one?
yeah.
I'd say the 7th.
Prison Revenant.
I'd say Order of the Phoenix.
I'm Half-Blood Prince.
Okay, nobody said Chamber of Secrets, which would have been a red flag for me because that is nobody's favourite.
Cameron. He wasn't wearing real Hufflepuff gear.
There's a little bit of gatekeeping going on here. Not wearing proper Hufflepuff gear.
For the 2 Ravenclaws, what are the actual Ravenclaw colors?
Blue
bronze.
and bronze.
When you have 7 people, 1 minute is not enough.
Everything was moving so fast, so it's...
Okay, I was suspicious of this guy to begin with because he said Alchemy was his Patronus, but the Ravenclaw colours, unless he did his homework before he came along, maybe.
hard to guess who else might it be.
I was most suspicious of Cameron because he didn't talk at all.
I probably would have gone for Cameron here as well. Like I say, it would have been the other guy who said his Patronus was Alchemy, but Cameron said his was a Sugar Glider. That's the big thing that's throwing me at the moment. So I probably would have gone Cameron at this point.
I would have voted myself out.
So I read the first book the year it came out, so I was in 5th grade. My mom read it to our 5th grade class.
I didn't read the books until 7 years ago because I was born and raised in El Salvador, so over there it was just too expensive for me to get the books. With my first salary, I bought my first Harry Potter book, which was the first book.
That's such a nice story.
Harry Potter fan, but I was like a little scared because I saw Voldemort and like, is this like a horror movie?
In high school, I had a really, really big crush on this guy, and he was a big Potterhead, and I just wanted to really impress him, so I started reading all the books, and I watched all the movies. Nick, if you're watching this, turn the video off.
I wasn't allowed to read them growing up, and my parents were like, we don't want you to become a witch.
I didn't know this was a thing, particularly in the US, where people weren't allowed to read Harry Potter growing up. And the only reason I know it's a thing is because of my Harry Potter podcast, where some of my American guests told me about it. And if you want to listen to my Harry Potter podcast, I talk to other creators from across the internet about all things Potter, and it's on Spotify, it's on Apple Podcasts, it's on Google Podcasts. All you have to do is search for Chatty Potter.
Hufflepuffs.
Yes.
Who's your head of house?
It's Professor Sprout.
Question for the Ravenclaws. What is your true mascot?
It's an eagle.
Oh.
For the Ravenclaws, who is our head of house?
You mean the founder?
Founder of
Founder
house.
is
Rowena.
And now we need to question the Gryffindor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
someone
Okay.
give me a question.
All right, cool. What was Ludo Bagman known for?
Oh, he's the Quidditch announcer, right? At the World Cup? I was like, oh, is that the wrong answer?
I think
I
he
asked
is.
a question about Ludo Bagman, who's a character in the books who didn't make it into the movies. I was trying to see if she had actually read the books versus just maybe watching the movies or maybe just trying to study up.
I think she's right. Ludo Bagman was the announcer for the World Cup, right? He was also obviously working for the government and stuff.
Counting right now because like I feel like I read so much fan fiction that I'm like,
You read fan fiction?
yeah, I'm like, what's canon?
I need to ask you about that. Did you read Isolation?
Yes, of course. Okay.
Isolation is a fan fiction about a budding romance between Draco and
Okay, she's
Hermione.
definitely a real
Yeah,
fan.
of course I read it. It's a classic.
And I have a question for you. Why you didn't besides your one any other like?
Okay, first of all, Harry Potter apparel is so expensive. I didn't wear any merchandise.
a fair point.
It probably like gave a lot of people reason to suspect.
No, Uzair, we are not gatekeeping. You wear whatever you want, you can be a real fan. We're not here for the gatekeeping, okay?
Me.
His shirt was comics related. The mole will for sure have a one, but what about the rest of the clothes?
What is your favorite scene from the books? Like something that it wasn't in the movie?
That's a good question.
Yeah. If everybody read the books, then they should be able to name a scene in the books that wasn't in the movie.
My favorite book scenes that weren't in the movies were the Voldemort flashbacks. Like The Half-Blood Prince is my favorite book, and finding out about the Gaunts, finding out about Voldemort making the Horcruxes, fleshing Voldemort out as a villain, huge miss for the movies, huge miss.
Is when Voldemort died, because in the movies he died as he disintegrated, but in the books he died as a mortal man.
Ron and Hermione become prefects, and Malfoy does too. And then they're like walking through school, and Hermione's like, Harry, don't go picking around with Malfoy. He's a prefect now. He can make life difficult for you. And he goes, wow, I wonder what it would be like to have a difficult life.
Honestly, I think
like
it
that.
The Quidditch final in Prisoner of Azkaban, because that just wasn't included in the movie.
Good answer.
I really wish that they include like Peeves, the poltergeist, throughout the whole like movies.
That's an easy Googleable answer though. That's one that's easy to Google.
He wasn't there.
Oh, do you guys like Snape? Snape fans?
Yes.
No.
I hate Snape. He hurt Petunia.
When does he hurt Petunia? Is that in the Deathly Hallows in like a flashback? Also, why does this guy care about Petunia? Is she a likable, sympathetic character? I mean, I feel like Snape bullying Neville and Hermione when they were literal children is a reason to not like him, but Petunia?
And the movies, I feel like all along, he has Dumbledore's support. I don't know what's
I don't like
happening there.
Dumbledore. He's a manipulator. I don't like him. He's weird.
Uzair was talking
That's
so
fair.
much.
He is probably only giving all the facts that he studied and speaking more, so the rest
She's
of us
suspicious of
talk.
Yeah,
everyone.
Dumbledore's a manipulator. He is literally like no. It's
Like, oh,
like
You like Dumbledore? Okay, that'd be good.
I look at each character as if like they're people, and Dumbledore's background, like with his thing with Grindelwald, so I feel like that makes him human. At the same time, I can kind of relate to him. I'm sorry.
This always gives me
I think right now I'm voting for the other guy who said that alchemy was his Patronus. I'm still thinking it's Cameron from the first round, but if I had to vote now, I'd vote for the guy in like the Ravenclaw blue. Nobody's voting for him though. Did nobody catch the alchemy Patronus slip?
Have a tie. The tie is between Kylie and Insong. That means we're going to a tiebreaker. Each
Ooh.
of you is going to get 20 seconds to state your case.
I think like everyone here
Of the two, I'm most suspicious of her, I think.
would know the quote at the end of the book when Peeves comes out into like the hall and says like, we did it, we bashed them, we Potter's the one, Voldy's gone moldy, Voldy's gone moldy.
I mean, I'm a late Potterhead, but I freaking love Harry Potter. I've been to like all the landmarks. I've been to Leadenhall Market. I've been to Black Park.
Again, feel like these are Googleable things though. See, I trust her because of the fanfic thing, but if I was in a tiebreaker right now, I'd do what the previous girl did and just be like, here's some trivia I'd only know if I was a real Harry Potter fan who'd read all the books. Whereas this is all like stuff you could recite from Google. Look at all these landmarks that I could Google, like Harry Potter places, and say I've been to, you know? So of the two, I'm still more suspicious of the other girl, but this girl, I don't think she's doing a great job in the tiebreaker.
I've been to the Elephant House, and I spent so much time there, oh my god. And I've also been to Harry Potter World, obviously. I'm just a really big Harry Potter, and I'm super nervous, and I think that's why I'm like so quiet and I blacked out, but.
Yeah. In song.
Good luck, guys.
Sorry.
This will be the favorite movie scene round. Each of you will get to tell the others what your favorite Harry Potter movie scene is and why.
I'm going Harry when he's taken Felix Felicis and he has to get the memory from Slughorn. Just got a good feeling about Hagrid's. It feels like it's the place to be tonight. Do you know what I mean? Well, by all means, come along, Professor. And the pincers.
My favorite movie is the third one, but my favorite scene is from the sixth one when Harry Potter, he drank Felix, like,
Good answer.
charm.
Good
He's just
answer.
walking, and then like Professor Slughorn comes and he's like, Harry! And he's like,
Sir!
When they are at the like dinner hall and each is eating like in their house tables, he started flirting with the girl that he wanted to go. I'm forgetting her name. Then he's like, I want
Ooh, forgetting Cho Chang's name. Big character's name to forget.
the water for this. I was staring to that bottle of water. So he goes like, and all the water like goes
That is a funny scene. Also, a meme though, like that has been everywhere. If you hadn't seen Harry Potter, you would have still seen that scene.
It's because flirting with her. The first one, I just screwed it up. So I was like, okay, I have a backup. And I have another one. Harry gives Dobby the book with the sock, and he found this. He's like, oh, master, give Dobby a sock.
Isn't that also a meme? I feel like this person is a big gatekeeper, but it might be like a defense mechanism, like the good form of defense is good offense, right? She's attacking everyone else, like, you're not wearing the right Hufflepuff gear, you know, you don't know this fact, you haven't done this. Maybe she's the imposter.
In Order of the Phoenix, the fight between Dumbledore and Voldemort is just crazy. Like, that's the
That is a
only
cool
reason
fight.
I really like the Harry Potter movies, is because it gave me a way to actually see what I'd been reading since I was 10.
Deathly Hallows, when Hermione has to obliviate her parents.
That's your favorite scene? Do you like pain? I'll take an order of suffering, please. Yeah, and a side of emotional damage. Thanks very much. Whose favorite is that? If you like crying, maybe.
So sad. It's a very Gryffindor thing for her to do to
That's
protect
fair.
her parents by obliviating them. She doesn't even know if she can get their memories back.
The most suspicious person, I think, was
Yep, in this round.
because she blanked out on a couple things.
I'm not a muggle.
If the lights turn green, you guys win.
Okay.
If the lights turn red, the mole is still in the box and you lose.
So before the reveal, the people I was most suspicious of were from the very beginning, and it was Cameron and Brian. Have I got those names right? The two that messed up the Patronus question, basically. The very first question did it all for me. Maybe it's because he had more time in there to cite some facts, but I'm less suspicious of Brian than I am of Cameron, who went out in round 1. So it's got to be one of those two. Okay, I have to make a decision. I'm going Cameron, the person who was eliminated in round 1. If it's this guy, if it's Brian, I will lose my mind. Come on. Is that green? That looks blue.
Oh my gosh.
So when it turned,
Okay,
I
it was
like,
green.
all right, cool, good.
Good job, Brian.
The mole, please step forward and reveal yourself in 3, 2.
It's got to be him. No way.
I'm so sorry.
But she named a fanfic. Oh, I was so confident as well. Why did they say Sugar Glider and Alchemy as their Patronus? Well, I'm furious. I was so confident. I was so confident. But I guess I have betrayed your trust. I couldn't figure out who the fake fan was. And speaking of betrayal, what if Harry had betrayed everybody by giving Lord Voldemort the Philosopher's Stone at the end of the first book? Well, I broke down that entire scenario in this video, and so much changes from the series, you have to go and watch it.